flosstube. It's me, Minnie at all X's. I just want to say welcome. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. If you're not new to my channel, sorry for having you wait so long, but I'm here today. And I've got a lot of stuff to show you. Well, I don't know, it may be a lot and may not be. I don't know how long this video is going to last. Okay, but I've got a variety of things to show you. So, well, let's get started. What should I show you first? Whips. I'll show you my whips. This is my latest, well, these are my new starts. I put it that way. I'll just show you my new starts. I call it a whip and a finish because the first part of it is finished. The second part I had just started on. So this one is the Frog Prince Fairy Tale Pincushion, and it's by Tiny Modernist. And this is the chart. I'll try to show it to you without as much glare from my light. This is Tiny Modernist. This is the Frog Prince. Okay. And I finished the first part last night. It's all done. And this is it's like a little box with the pincushion on top. But I think I'm just going to make it into a drum. I'm just going to put, you know, connect them all and make it just a drum out of it. A drum pincushion instead of the separate little box. But this is my finish. This is the finished portion. Okay, and and I'm working. I started last night on the part that goes around the sides. And there's not a. This is the only picture they have of it is here. The rest is the chart, so I can't show you the whole thing, but I'll show you eventually when I finish stitching it. Yeah, but this is Tiny Modernist, the Frog Prince. So that's what I am currently working on. And, well, I can show you this little part. I started it last night. But this is as much as I get done on the part to go around, just the Frog Prince. And it's still in my Q-snap because I plan on working on that a little bit more today. Okay, but I had to make this video because I've got all this stuff stacking up because I'm just, you know, pulling out something and working on it and pulling out things to work on and not putting anything away, and they're falling around. And so my other new start for actually this month is Cleo, the Mystery Salve from Barbara Anna Designs. And this is what's on the cover. This is the cover sheet. And I worked on it. I love this on this fabric. I think it's beautiful on that fabric. I think that's gorgeous. I love the colors, the rich colors on there. I love that. I'm a sucker for Barbara Anna design. And then, like I said, this fabric, sometimes you get fabric and you're thinking like, what am I ever going to put on, you know, stitch on this? And then it comes to you out of the blue. You'll get a design that, now, the call for color on here, let's see. is a Zweigert dark chocolate. I didn't have that. This one, like I said, this one I loved it. When I did the floss toss for it, it just screamed yes, 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 yes. This is Anubis from Under the Sea Fabrics. This is a 28 count. 20 count Anubis from Under the Sea Fabrics. I've got so many of them because that was one of the reasons I had to end my subscription with Under the Sea Fabric. I have so much fabric from her, and it's all so beautiful. And I decided, well, let me try to use some of it. So I ended that. But anyway, like I said, and some of it is 28 count because it was before I had ventured into the 32 count. So, but it's still beautiful, and I'm going to use it. And on smaller pieces like that, the 28 count doesn't make it, enormous. So that's fine. This was, I worked on this a little bit more this month. This was my watermelon crawl. This is from Counting Puddles. And you can go to www.countingpuddles.com. And this is watermelon crawl. This I'm stitching on another Under the Sea fabric. This is another 28 count Under the Sea fabric. Now this one is a Joblin. The other one was a Lugana. This is a Joblin Avalon. And I just thought this was the perfect fabric. Looking at the picture, it has a very slight greenish tint, and this, let's see, what do they call for? They call for 28 count green sapphire cashel linen from Zweigert. This is, what did I say it was? Avalon from Under the Sea Fabrics. Beautiful. It's beautiful. Love the way the colors pop out on that one too. So it's beautiful. Okay. That's a whip. Like I said, once I show it to you, see, now I can start putting some of those back in their whip box. And, I won't have them falling everywhere. This is I'll tell you. This is Queen Bee. This is from needlelightdesigns.com. This is the chart. The fabric it's called for is, it doesn't say. Let's see. What is it here? It doesn't call for any certain fabric, so I guess you pick your own fabric. So, of course, I picked my own from my stash. And, of course, it is a Under the Sea fabric. This is Luna. This is a 32 count Lugana. And the color is Luna. And this is where she's at. I worked on her. If all of my whips, if I have a before picture, it'll go in somewhere, so you'll get to see what it looked like before I was working on it, and like I said, where it's at now. But this is Luna fabric, and this is Queen Bee. I finished out her wing. I put her crown on her head. I did her hair. and put in these flowers. I love it. Like I said, the Under the Sea fabric is gorgeous fabric. I love it. And like I said, I guess you could say I was hoarding it, because I would just, you know, keep it in my stash, and I wouldn't use it. But I decided life's too short, so I'm going to use it. And I love it. It's great to stitch on, and the colors are gorgeous. Leslie LaFleur. Okay, my next whip is, this is Women of Honor. This is the Women of Honor sampler. It's from Rebel Stitcher Designs. This is what the design looks like. I am stitching mine on let me see, where's my tape? Where's my tape? Oh, I don't have a tape. This is 36 count linen carnival from Picture This Plus. And the design comes with a alphabet, so you can chart your own if you want to change names or add names to it. And I've changed quite a few of the names. And this is where she's at. This is the top part. Let me show you. And me and borders are terrible. I usually stitch the inside and then I'll quit before I get to the border, or I won't stitch the borders. But this one I wanted to put on here to make sure I had everything, you know, confined to one space and everything. So I'm doing the border as I go. This time I think I worked all the way from here down on here. This is my Women of Honor. And what I was doing is that I went on Google and looked these ladies' names up. So it will go in. I think I'm going to get this professionally framed once it's done. So to whoever in the future sees this and wonder who these women are, there'll be a card or list and a little bit of biography about these women, a little of their information. I have Bessie Coleman, Ida B. Wells, Nichelle Nichols, Madam C.J. Walker, Shirley Chisholm, Mae Jameson, Michelle Obama, Kamala Harris, Ozzie Taylor Morton, Katherine Johnson, Henrietta Lacks, and Annie Lee. If you're interested in any of these ladies, look up their names and read about them if you don't know who they are. We have, there's several, during February, Black History Month, there's certain people that, are mentioned every year, and other people don't, they get no recognition. So I tried to choose ladies, black women, who have done excellent and, outstanding things in history that aren't mentioned normally during Black History Month. So as a Black History Month lesson, go learn about somebody like Ozzie Taylor Morton. You will never guess what she did or who she was. So look her up. And Henrietta Lacks died of, I believe she had ovarian cancer. But her cells were the only cells that the medical field had ever been able, where they reproduced. The cancer cells reproduced. And to this day, when you take a lab test and they do a culture, they're using Henrietta Lacks cells. And her cells were not able to save her life, but she has saved a multitude of other people, including myself. So she was definitely going on my Women of Honor. Okay. Oh, forgot to put back the... Gotta put the chart back in there. Yeah, so that one, like I say, I chose women that aren't necessarily mentioned. Let's move on. What do I have next? Okay, well, I have worked on my my temperature chart. This is the temperature year. This is from Shaded Stitchery. This is the temperature chart that I chose because it's so easy. This whole little pillow is for a year. You have one row. You put the high and the low. It's three stitches for the high, 3 stitches for the low. You can make your own temperature chart. I love it. And I'll show you what I've got so far. This is mine. This is January, February, and part of half of March. Now, I've been going online and getting the temperature. And I have a... this was actually part of the chart. It comes with a... I guess a table where you can record, write down the temperatures. And so that's what I've been doing. I've written them down every day. So that way when I go, and it only takes, maybe a half an hour, and I can do a whole month or, whatever. But this so far is my temperature chart. Now this part in January, I started it in January, and this was when I went on my first cruise for this year, and we were in the Caribbean, so that's why I had the orange in the middle of January. Now this here is part of March, and this weather has, in this area, we've had some ups and downs. So I've got, like I said, I've got about a couple of weeks to go, which won't take, but like I said, maybe an hour at the most, and I'll get that one caught up, and it'll be finished for the month of March, and get ready for April. Okay, so my next whip is, this is the Fox and Rabbit Mystery Salve for 2024. This is all 3 parts so far. And I am currently up to date on my salve. Oh, that temperature chart I'm stitching it on a white Lugana, or white even weave, so it's simple. Did I miss something? The color on no, I told you about the Women of Honor. Okay, this is my Fox and Rabbit Sal, Mystery Sal. When I had taken pictures of it, thought I was completely caught up. And once I put it on Instagram, I realized that not on Instagram, on Facebook, on the Fox and Rabbit Facebook group, this section right here in the middle of my very first motif was empty. I had forgotten to finish that. And then, I had finished all the way out to the end of March. So March is done. So I went back in and I decided to change it up a little bit and put the solid color in there. Now, what I'm using is, I'll tell you, my fabric first is 32 count even weave. This is from Fortnight Fabric and it's called Francis. So that's my fabric. The floss I'm using, believe it or not, is a DMC. It's one of the, is it Variations? This is Colorist. It's a DMC Colorist number 4511. And what I did, I went online and DMC has a chart. Let me see if I have it right here. Yeah. This is, where did I get this from? I just Googled, I think I Googled it. Yeah, because this part doesn't have a name, but you can Google it. Colors corresponding solids chart. And it has all of the colorist flosses, the DMC colorist flosses here. And then somebody has gone in and made a corresponding chart. For 4511, it's 783, 349, 938, and 3051 are the four colors that make up 4511. So I have one of each of those. I can't hold them up. One of each of those colors that correspond with that. And I just switch it up. And it makes it look completely different. And so this is what I have. Okay. This is so much fun. I love it because it changes up everything once you start working on it and your motifs. And like I say, as I go, I decide which actual color I want to put. I want to stitch each motif in. Okay, those are my whips. Let's see. Let me go to my finishes. How about finishes? Okay. One of my most recent finishes is Springbird. This is on a unidentified sky blue Lugana. I think it's 32 count. I'm not sure. I lost the tag on this one. Let me see. This one is Springbird. It's from the Cross Stitch Club that I found out yesterday. That page is no that Etsy store. I believe it's Etsy store. is no longer available. I don't know why, but a friend of mine, I had posted this on my Instagram and Facebook page, and my friend asked me about where the chart, who was the chart. So I gave her the website, the www.crossstitchclub.com, and if you click on it, it says it's temporary, it's no longer available. So I'm sorry about that, but that's where this is from. But I love this little bird. It's so pretty. It's so cute. And those flowers, I did a good. I have to give myself a little pat on the back. I did a good job on this one. But I like, I'm in that smalls mode because it's instant gratification. Okay, another finish that I had, I think this month in March, is this is Rosa Parks. That's why her name isn't on my Women of Honor. I have a piece for Rosa Parks. So I figured I'd put somebody else on there instead of her name, but this is for Rosa Parks. This chart is from Sassy Jack's. It's a freebie from Sassy Jack, so you can go to Sassy Jack's website or their Facebook page. I believe it's a Facebook page. And this is another Under the Sea Fabrics. Now it's spelled A-I-N-E. Don't ask me how to pronounce it. But this is it. I love this fabric too. This is it's beautiful. But there she is, Rosa Parks. So that was a finish. I had another finish. This one is, let's see, I had it written down. Where? Halloween. Okay, this is the Quaker Halloween from the work basket. Now this is done on a 32 count Lugana. It's a stone gray from Zweigert. And this is also done with a DMC Colors floss. I think it called for Weeks That Works, but I saw this floss and it was perfect. But I love that Quaker Owl. That's beautiful. So yeah, that was a finish earlier part of this month. I have one more. This one, and the reason it's still in my bag because this one is finished, but the fabric I'm using for something else, and I didn't want to cut it apart yet because I'm not sure how I'm going to finish it. This is from Cottage Garden Samplings, and this is the Fox. And this is my Fox. I love it. His color, it just pops on this fabric. Yeah. And the fabric is Michelle from Grace Notes. It's a 32 count linen. And like I say, it's two more from that Cottage Garden Samplings that I'm going to stitch on this same fabric. So that's why I hadn't cut it apart, and it's still in the project bag. Now, I don't know when I'm going to start the next one, and it will either be, let's see, it will either be number 2, which is the swans, or that reindeer. So one of those two. Don't know which and when I'm going to start it, but there you go. Okay, was that? Oh my goodness. That was all my whips, all my finishes. Yep. That was all my finishes. That's all my cross stitch. All I have left is purchases. Oh, I have a giveaway. So let's... Oh, what did I drop that out of? Okay. Oh, I know exactly where it came from. I have to put it back in there. I saw this, my floss. Have to put it in there. Or I'll be hunting for it and pulling out the little hair I do have. Okay. At my LNS, which is in Stitches, the last month I went to Stitch Night. The owner, Ellen, had a little basket of goodies that she was trying to get rid of. There were freebies. And so I chose this book. It is... it's not necessarily, well, I like Mary Engelbreit designs, and these are a little, let's see, this was copyrighted, let me see, the copyright date on this book is 1996. But there are plenty of people who love these older charts, and so I told her I would take this, show it on my channel, and see if anybody wanted, and I'll send it to them. It's Mary Engelbreit cross stitch, and this is the book. It's a thick book. So if you're interested in any of the Mary Engelbreit designs, let me see if I can show you a couple of them. Well, of course, you know, there's the cover. It's not quite a full coverage. Close to being a full coverage. And you know me in full coverage, so definitely won't be stitching that one. This is, now this one is full coverage. This is, here's one. And it's called Harmony. Oh, here's a Santa. Jolly Holiday. Here's a Santa. There's dolls. A pattern that you can make dolls. You can make, you cross stitch the head. If anybody's interested. If you're interested in this book, use the word, just put her name, Mary Engelbreit, in your comment, and I'll do the comment picker, and I'll send this to you. Now, I'm sorry if any of my viewers are outside of the United States, but it is a big book, and with the way postage is right now, it's ridiculous. But anybody within the United States, if you're interested in this book, write the word, her name, Mary Engelbright, in your comment. Don't say giveaway, prizes, any of that kind of stuff, or you'll be deleted. I would hope you are a subscriber, and you have to be over 18 to give me your mailing address. So now my email address is always in the description box below the video. So if I call your name the next video, if I call your name as the winner, send me an email with your mailing address, and then I'll get this out to you as soon as possible. Like I said, if you're interested in it, you're not required to do this. There's nothing that doesn't cost you anything. But if you're interested in seeing this book, leave me a comment with her name, Mary Engelbright. Okay? Alright. Now, get that one out of the way so I wouldn't forget. Let's see. Okay. Now, I've got some purchases and new charts and good stuff. Okay. I don't remember. Okay, the first one. Oh, excuse me. Like I said, I'm in the Grace Notes Fabric of the Month Club, and this is, I believe this was February, might have been February or March, but this was the first one I got for the month. This is Cupid. This, I believe, was February. Let me fold it in half so the light won't go through it quite so much. You may be able to pick up the subtle, it's a pink. It's a subtle variegation. Motley. I love it. It's very good. I love, Grace Notes has very good Lugana also. This is a 32 count. So this was February's Fabric of the Month, Cupid. And she always sends a cute little a sticker in it. This was for February. That's so cute. Okay, so that's February. And then March is Robin's Egg. I guess for Easter eggs. And have a blue strawberry. This is my sticker. I don't do junk journals or the calendar thing, but I will stick it in my notebook. Okay, this is Robin's Egg. It's gorgeous. This greeny blue turquoise, it has a subtle modeling. Yeah, you can see that. Oh, yeah, that's coming in good. This is beautiful. That's Robin's Egg from Grace Notes. Okay, those are my fabrics. Okay, some charts that I bought that caught my fancy. Not a whole lot. These I bought mostly in, like I said, early part of March. I just saw them, and I know market was coming up, and I've been saving. I didn't even actually go. I haven't went to see any of the market new charts, new designs. There's a handful of them that I want to get, but instead of rushing, right after market to get them, I'm like, okay, I wrote down the ones I wanted, and I can get them. I don't think they're going to discontinue them, before I get to them. So my next trip to In Stitches will probably be Wednesday. So I'll see what they have of those, or, if I have to order it, I'll get them then. But, of course, I love instant gratification, so I PDF shop online quite a bit. And this is from Joyful Expressions. Jesus is way, truth, and life. I love that. I think that is beautiful. So, I bought that. Okay. And I was drawn in by this sampler for Celie from Shaded Stitchery. I love that movie. The Color Purple, I love it. And this came out, I guess, during the premiere of the remake of the movie. And I don't have fabric for it yet. Now, I think this is done on, I'm not sure what color fabric there is. It may be white or off-white Lugana. I'm not sure. But I think I have something that I can put this on. This is, like I said, a sampler for Celie from the Color Purple. And this is from Shaded Stitchery. And like I said, I was drawn to her page to get this chart. And of course, while I was there, I saw some other things that I liked. The Closely Kept #1. These are, I'm trying to think what these are. Let me see if she's got it. The explanation as to where these came from. Yes, the background. Let me give you a little bit of the background. It says, this design was inspired by a find in the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture. I came across this artifact of a portrait in what looked like a large cameo. I found the picture so striking, and it was easy to tell that it was a very old, meaning it had survived a lot and was created in a time when there weren't many black people being photographed this way. My reading and continued digging led me to discover that the object is known as a case tintype. And eventually the rabbit hole I fell down led me to several others in the archives, with some named and some anonymous portrait subjects. Although most of their identities are lost to time, these cases were surely closely kept and treasured by their owners, whether it was owned by the person depicted or gifted to someone special in their life. Case photos were most popular in the mid to late 1800s. They featured photographs produced using different early methods, including tintype, I can't pronounce it, ambrotype. These are types of photographs, the way they were made. The interior of each case housed their subject on one side with a petite, beautiful motif etched into the usual velvet lining on the other. The motifs have so much personality. I couldn't help wondering how they were chosen, and if the person photographed or the photographer had any say in their design or use. I also couldn't help wondering what they looked like in XXs. I swear they begged me to translate them, and so here they are. Closely Kept will be a numbered series, part reproduction, part interpretation, showcasing the unique personalities of these accompanying motifs. And she goes on to say, I chose this one simply because that photo is so captivating. I want to know everything about her. Translating this dainty flower full of movement was really fun, and especially loved exploring tone-on-tone stitching in my attempt to stay true to the original. This is my printer is not the best, but this is a printout of what she was looking at. This is the photograph of an African American, look like a young girl, and the velvet etching inside this case. So this chart is Closely Kept #1, and this is the design. The design is 49 by 85, so it's not very big. But this is what inspired these charts, and I love it. I love shaded stitchery. Well, no more, she's a young black woman, and I want to support her as much as I can. And she has some very meaningful designs. Here's another one. This is Closely Kept #2. So that's another one of those parts of velvet inside the case. Let me see if she has a picture of that case. I printed out the, yeah. Okay, this one has a young girl and what may be her mother, and that's the case, and that's the design. And from that she got this, and there's two parts. You can either do it this way, where you stitch the background and leave the fabric to show through on here, or excuse me, you can stitch the actual design there. So they're both in here. Both versions are in the chart. Very detailed charts. Very detailed. She does a great job. Very detailed charts, and they're PDFs. This one is another. This is, I think, 2 gentlemen in that picture. And this is the case. And this is the design. Same thing. She did the same thing, the reverse, where you can stitch the background and leave the design to show through as the fabric color, or you can stitch the design. Love them. I love those, so I had to get those. Now, a friend of mine found this chart at I don't know where she found it at, to be honest, at I don't know. I forget now where she said she found the chart. But she said she thought of me as soon as she saw it. And it's called Friends by Pam Davenport. And it's from the Karen collection. This is actually needle. I think this is this is more like needlepoint, but you can use a needlepoint design chart for cross stitch, no problem at all. And it has some fancy stitches in it. It has a satin stitch let's see, it has Scotch stitch, Smyrna stitches, slanted satin stitch, basket stitch, encroaching, goblin stitch, bullion knots. Those are great. And those are for the hair. So if you look at closely at the chart, as you can see, the bullion knots. Yeah. So I like this. Simple, but it's very nice. So trying to think, it's 180 by 194. And this one is done on 24 count Congress cloth. But I'll probably do it on the even weave. I'm not sure what Congress cloth is. I think it's a looser count fabric, so I'm not sure. But I like that. So thank you, Nessa. That was given to me by Nessa. Okay. I have joined the Christmas Mug Club from Shannon Christine Designs. And her charts are, what it is that you sign up for her clubs and you pay for, if the chart, she gives the chart is free every month. For the first month when it comes out, you can download it for free. But if you don't download it during that month, then once the next one comes out, then you have to pay for the last one, the previous. But so far I've got 5. It started, I believe it started in November, maybe December. But this is what they'll look like. They're mugs. You can stitch them individually, or you can stitch them on one piece, and you also get the lace border design. So I am collecting those. And I showed you this. No, this isn't the one I showed you. I showed you the Sorceress last month from Joan Elliott. I'll show it to you again. It's because it's a beautiful chart. It's this one. I purchased it. Oh, I love it. The Sorceress. Okay, that's a Joan Elliott. But for some reason, this one, I thought about this one, and I knew I had it, and I was searching all over my office here, looking for this chart. I knew I had it because I was getting ready to order it again. But I actually found it. So this one is Spirit Dancer. And for some reason, this one came to me. And I want to stitch this. I've got lots of Joan Elliott's. And I've got some that's framed and everything that's on my wall. But this one spoke to me. Now it's kind of large. For me it is. But it's not full coverage. So, what you stitch what you see, the part of the picture, her in the back, her little moon behind her. But it's not full coverage. And it's 182 by 243. Now, I'm going to just stitch this one. This is the first one I think I stitched that I'll try on 32 count. All of my other Joan Elliott's, I believe, were on 28 count. This will be a first one on 32. Now this, as you can see, the color on the background, the fabric in the background is like a pinkish orange coral looking. So I decided that I'm going to do her on Sunset. This is a Grace Notes fabric, and it's Sunset. I may do it on this section. But this is, it's not, that my light is kind of blowing it out. It's more of an orangey, peachy. It's closer to the picture. So this is the fabric I'm choosing to do my spirit dancer. So I've got to finish, kitting it up. And this is the list of colors. So it's quite a few colors. And some of this is, well, some of this is for back stitching. Some of it is for cross stitch. And you get a few French knots and some beads. There is no, yes it is. There's a cryonic. There's one cryonic. There's 3 sets of beads. And some couple of French knots. But I think it's so beautiful. I think that it's so beautiful. So I'm going to finish kitting that up. I may work on kitting that up today. So that way I can make a list of colors that I'm missing and the beads that I need to go on there. So when I make my trip to In Stitches, I can pick them up. And guess what? That's it for today. I am done. That's all. I've moved everything from here over to the floor. Now I can take those whips that I've already worked on and I can load them back into my boxes and maybe pull out something else I can either work on or maybe finish up before during the month of April, because I'm gonna work on my frog prints today, maybe the rest of the month, next few days, and see if I can get that finished up. And hopefully I've got a few things I've got at FFO, so I need to do that. I'd rather be stitching. But that's it. I want to thank you for sharing some of your time with me. I enjoy talking to you and I enjoy watching other people's videos. It's just that I have to put effort into actually getting the camera and everything set up. So, but I love it. I wish it was more. I've got to do one of these live on Instagram or Facebook or somewhere, so I could talk back and forth to people, you know. But I haven't tried that yet, so I don't want to make a fool of myself, and that way I can get to talk to some of you back, you know, live. And but I have to work up my nerves to do that. And actually I can't do it. I have to do it on my phone because I'm recording this on my HD camera. But I have to figure out that phone. Sometimes the technology is wonderful. I can zip right through what I want to do. And other times it's like it's out to get me. So one day maybe you'll see me live on Instagram or Facebook or somewhere. Let's see, what's my plans? To work on, like I say, the front prints. Finish kitting up Spirit Dancer, maybe starting that. Work on my temperature chart. Get ready for my Fox and Rabbit, the next installment. And I'm going to visit my son next month, which is in a week or so. My daughter and I are going to Texas to visit my son for a while, for a few days. And that's all I have actually planned for April. Yep, that's all I have planned for April. So hopefully it won't be as long coming back to you and doing another video. And like I said, I'm so sorry that I keep people waiting, but I want to have content, something that, that you can listen to while you're stitching, or, or if you're watching me, then, make it worth your while. And I appreciate you all for stopping by and letting me invade your space for a minute. I enjoy talking to you. Thank you so much. Please leave me a comment if you have any questions. Leave me a comment. Like I say, my email is in the description box below. Also, I have a buy me a coffee in the description box below. My Instagram, it's all my information is in the description box. So until next time, I want to wish everybody a happy Easter if you celebrate. So happy Easter. Today is Saturday. So happy Easter. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.